5 healthy things that sports parents do for their kids. Number 1, they let their kid push the cart, so to speak. That means they're going to tell the parent how much they want to go work, they want to go practice, they want to go do this, they want to go that, they want to try this sport, they want to try that sport. Let your kids be the driver. It's their career. They exist to have fun. So sure, you can do your research and help them select different training methods and coaches and instructors. And obviously you have your role as a parent, but let your kid dictate what they want to do. If they don't want to play elite level, travel soccer, then they don't need to. If they just want to play rec level, if they want to stay on a team with their friends, let them make the choices that make them happy. If their sport makes them happy, then their sport is completing its function. If the sport is making them unhappy or they don't want to go practice, that's also pretty telling. So good sports parents, they don't push their kids too hard. They let their kids decide how to steer their own ship. Number 2, they let kids sample lots of different sports, especially when they're young. You don't know what your kid's going to grow up and look like. They might hit a huge growth spurt and be an amazing basketball player, but now while they're 11, they're kind of small and not that fast, and they don't look like a very good basketball player. You never know what they're going to grow up and become. So let them sample, play soccer, play racquetball, play tennis, play baseball, play golf. Let them try lots of different sports and see what sticks, and things might change as they get older. Third healthy thing parents do for their young athletes is they don't project their future too much. Just let your kids stay present, be happy, compliment them, but you don't need to say, oh man, you're going to be a D1 ball player one day. You're going to be a pro ball player one day. If you keep verbalizing that expectation that they have the skills to do this, sure, you could do it in an encouraging way, but it could still be like, okay, now I've got to become a D1 player. Or if I don't become a pro player, my parents are going to be disappointed in me. And you don't want to heap that on them. Just stay present. If you say, man, you looked like, Mia Hamm out there on the soccer field today, that's a great compliment. But it's not to say that you're saying, hey, you need to become I think you can become the next Mia Hamm. Those are different. And just thinking about the psychology of it, you don't want to heap too much pressure of this really long-term journey that they're going to be on in their sport. Number 4, they don't worry about what other parents are doing too much. It's really easy to get sucked into the gossip of the bleachers where, oh, if you don't sign up for this, your kid's going to get left behind. If you don't pay for this expensive training thing, your kid's never going to be good. If they don't get on this team by this age, they're not going to be good. Let your kids dictate what they want to do and listen, figure out what do you think is right, ask around, say what is the best path for my kid given their goals, but don't get sucked into all the FOMO and the bleacher gossip because lots of parents, they're acting out of fear and they don't know what they're doing either. So good sports parents, they stick to their guns and they do their research, but that they don't let themselves get sucked into this world of fear of missing out and fear of getting left behind, because it's a bad place to be and it's way too reactive and it'll end up draining your bank account, draining your patience, and it can be a really difficult thing on a sports family when you're doing too much and you're not exactly sure why you're even doing it. And the last thing good sports parents do is they're their kids' biggest cheerleader first. There are a lot of parents who played the sport themselves, so they have a really big coaching aspect. If I have kids one day and I have young baseball or softball players, obviously I'll be involved in their coaching, but I'm going to be their cheerleader first and foremost, and I'm going to be their coach way down the line because they're going to have coaches. They're going to have other people who are going to be critical of them, who are going to be pointing out different things, and it's my role to help to make sure that they love the sport, number 1, and that it enriches their life and they're having a good time doing it. That was my experience in baseball, and I think everyone deserves that, where their parents can be their cheerleaders, their coaches can be their coaches, and they're going to get a lot of different stuff from a lot of different people. But parents, I think their number 1 role, and they're going to play lots of different roles, don't get me wrong, but their number 1 role, I think, should be cheerleader.